Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? Welcome back to another A-Leagues with 1-0, the second episode of the little series, second episode talking A-League. I made my ladder predictions a couple of weeks ago, so make sure to check those out if you haven't already. Besides that, match day 2 is right around the corner. Recording this on a Friday, so the Western United versus Perth Glory game is tonight. Hopefully I can get it out before then. If not, you're probably watching this on a Saturday. So I'm going to go through the upcoming fixtures for this weekend, but then usually what we're going to have on A-Leagues with 1-0, I'm going to talk about the moments of the week, get a couple of topics, get a couple of questions in, even bring in a couple of special guests. But for now, it's been a busy last couple of weeks, so we're going to just settle with this. Western United versus Perth Glory. Now, we're going to look back on the Perth Glory. Daniel Sturridge, he made an appearance last week. They sold out 17,500 stadium, in Perth. He came on for 6 minutes. Now, I saw so many people saying, how is Sturridge not starting? He came out of quarantine like 4 days ago. I don't think he was ever going to start. I don't even think he'll start tonight against Western United, but hopefully he can make a bit more of an appearance. Personally, being here in Melbourne, I'm keen because they've got Western United. I mean, I wasn't going to go to Geelong, but they've got Western United this week, Melbourne Victory next week, and then Melbourne City the following week. So I'm going to try. I'm definitely going to the Victory game. I've got to try and get tickets to the Melbourne City game as well. I think Western United played a victory last week, and you want to see by the thumbnail title, Victory are back. And that's because I'm a bit excited because finally I actually enjoyed watching us play. Western United were okay. I think Lacroix in defence caught a vibe. I think he's got to be quite solid because he's huge and he should be a threat from corners and set pieces for Western United. There is no reason why he doesn't bag in a couple goals this season. That man is a big boy. I think the new striker that they brought in, the Serbian bloke that they brought in, when he came on in the second half, he got a couple of touches. I think he'll start tonight, which is exciting. Diamante looked as good as we always know he is. I think this is going to be an interesting game. Bruno Fornaroli, though, wow. Every year that goes past, people sort of remember Fornaroli, but we don't treat him as one of these mega stars of the game. He made it clear last week that Bruno's here. Bruno is here. What a screamer he scored. For that reason, I'm going to go Perth Glory, snatch a 2-1 win. I think Western United's biggest issues are going to be Connor Payne's just doesn't scream goals. Lockie Wales, when he's on, can, but I think he still needs to find a bit of form as well. So I think delivering the ball into the forward line for Western United could be a bit of their weakness. So I think Perth Glory could walk away with a 2-1 win. Next up, we've got Wellington Phoenix versus Mariners. And Mariners, geez, the conditions were terrible last week that they played in. But again, they've got another academy, another youngster scoring goal. Phoenix looked quite solid as well. I think Phoenix will get the win here. I think Phoenix might get the win. A cheeky 1-0 win or possibly 1-1 draw. But yeah, I think this game could be a decent little game. But then we've got a blockbuster game. Adelaide United versus Melbourne City. And Melbourne City almost lost it last week. So although they almost dropped the points last week. 2-0 lead against Brisbane Roar. Ivanovic for Brisbane Roar is a cracking player. And he should be starting against Victory on a Sunday, which I'll be there. So drop it in the comments if you want me to vlog any of the A-League games that I go to. I used to do it, but then, yeah. Melbourne City almost blew it, and I think the front three, I was talking to Matty Boy, family of the channel. He said that he thinks Matthew Leckie is going to bomb out this season. He goes, I don't think Matthew Leckie really wants it. Now, that front three, Jamie McLaren, Matthew Leckie, Andrew Naboot, I said in my later predictions that three is filthy, but it also limits the likes of Tilio, limits the likes of Kolakovsky. We saw Atkinson come on, Jamison starting in front of Atkinson. We saw Atkinson come on at right wing. So they've got a lot of depth. Kolakovsky didn't even come on. Tilio, I think, was great when he came on. Well, not great, but I think we know how good Tilio is, and we know how much speed he brings to the game. Melbourne City will get the win here against Adelaide United. Yengi scored last week. Cracking player, that guy. But I think City, they're just that strong team. Kisnorbo, I don't like him. Don't like Kisnorbo. But he's doing well with that City team. And as we know, I think they're starting to develop and everyone hates them, sort of thing. So I think City should get the win. Then we've got the New South Wales Derby. I don't even know what they call this derby. Sydney FC versus Macarthur. And unfortunate news coming out of Sydney today with Luke Braddon. Even though as a Sydney player, I've always sort of liked Luke Braddon. I like the way he plays the game. He's done his ACL, which is a bit disappointing. They've got quite a few injuries. No Barbarousa still for Sydney FC. Macarthur, on the other hand, decent performance last week, but again, the conditions were just terrible where they were playing. They played obviously in that double header with Newcastle Jets and Mariners. I think Oh, it's a tough one. I think Sydney will win. The Sydney Derby last week, I think the fans seemed unbelievable. It seemed awesome to see. But I think Sydney FC will get the win at home. It wasn't the most exciting Sydney Derby last week, but first game of the season, it's always tough. Gradually, as we go on, players' legs are going to be a bit more fresher. They've had a long preseason, so a bit of rustiness will be evident early on. I think Sydney FC walk away with a win. Saturday night blockbuster match. I think they find it pretty easy. Now it's Sunday, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited because I'm finally going back to the stadiums. Melbourne, I want to see you all out there. Melbourne City claimed they had 7,000 fans last week. They were counting toes, I tell you. There were 7,000 toes at the stadium, not 7,000 people. Melbourne victory versus Brisbane Roar on a Sunday, 4:05. Ooh, can't wait to get a little chicken and chips, the chicken tenders that they have at Amy Park while I'm sitting watching Melbourne victory. Damn, I'm keen, boy. I'm keen, but I'm going to take my crutches and I'm going to be that awkward guy on my crutches at Amy Park. I know, it's a bit strange. But yeah, Melbourne victory versus Brisbane Roar on Sunday. I'm talking nonsense. Melbourne victory. Oh, I tell you what, I put us to win the league in my live predictions. People on Twitter were having a go at me. Hey, we're winning the league. I'm telling you, we are winning the league. Clip it. Do what you want. I've got a bad track record now for saying clip it and do what you want because it never goes our way. But we conceded 60 plus goals last season. You can tell Tony Popovich has honed in on the defense. Our signings have been great. We still had more to come. Disappointing to see Josh Brillante have to pull out just before the game. Josh Brillante is back though this week. The captain is back. Chris Economidis looks like he's ready for a big season. We had the FFA Cup game during the week against Perth. It was just a lot of kids playing, and Marco Rojas played that. I don't think we're going to see much of Marco Rojas this season. Ben Falami is another one that I hope improves as the season goes on. But look, I look at the midfield with Drake Brimmer, who I think has got to be a crazy good player for victory this season. I look at our defense, Geria and Davidson. Jeez, it was good to have some good fullbacks in there again, and fullbacks who can really get up the pitch. I look at them and I go, you know what, victory could have a big season. Brisbane Roar, though, it's not going to be an easy beat. We saw them. They've got the fight. They've got the courage. Okay, we saw them against City last week. I think Brisbane Roar can definitely bring it to victory. Second game of the season, I think Ivanovic is crucial for him. I was really impressed by him when he came on. He really changed the game for Brisbane when he came on last week, and I think he deserves to start. I mean, he scored a goal. I think he deserves to start, and I think he could really cause a couple of problems for Melbourne victory on Sunday. So I'm going to go Melbourne victory. They're my team. They're my boys in blue. I'm going to go victory for a 3-1 win. I think we're going to score a couple of goals. I think Amy Park's going to be rocking. Ladies and gentlemen, stand by me. I'm keen for it. I'm so keen. Okay, now Western Sydney Wanderers versus Newcastle Jets to wrap up match day 2. Wanderers, they got a good team. And Jack Rodwell, I tell you, Jack Rodwell surprised me, man. He was actually quite solid when he came on. He's like, I really hope for like, I don't really care about Jack Rodwell, but like I really hope sort of for his sake that he has a good season. And for the A-League as well, that, you know, I'd love for other people to sort of pick up, hey, Rodwell's kind of doing bits in the A-League. I think Wanderers this year, I've got a good team. Terry Antonis, Reece Williams in defence, someone that's not really getting spoken about. Newcastle Jets again. I feel bad sort of judging Newcastle, Mariners, Macarthur, and Wellington's performance last week because those conditions just look terrible. But on the other hand, Newcastle, they've got a couple players that I just don't think are really got to cut it for them this season. The Brazilian guy who they brought on seems quite good. Sorry, I forgot his name, but I think Wanderers at home should get a pretty comfortable win, 2-0 win. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap us up for another A-Leagues with 1-0 video. That's my predictions for the match day 2. I've had a couple stuff. I've had these, okay? I've had surgery. I've had all that sort of stuff. So, the last couple of weeks have been a bit difficult to record videos. I'm in pain actually just sitting here. So, as of next week, however, we've got some crazy videos getting tuned out. We're going to make some absolute belters. So, you don't want to go to miss it. You don't want to go to miss it. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, I've been 1-0. This is A-Leagues with 1-0. Deuces.